Right, so after that flunk up, where we were doing the entire approach with a nice view of volantas, random air traffic control, now restarted the stream. We're on final approach to runway 26. We're going to break off at 4.2 DME, circle to land at runway 08. So you can see the runway now. We've got the city in sight as well. Just about to see the Vorderer Brandjochspitze there. We've got some other nice mountains here, and they're good effect of the lighting on the aerosol in the sky. Innsbruck is raining slightly at the moment. We might see that as we come further down. We're deliberately descending a little bit above the descent profile, so we're at 3.8 degree descent as normal, except we are 2,000 above, plus another 2,000. So we're high basically. We're aiming to be a little bit too high. The reason for that is we're making the circling approach. We've obviously got a lot more track mileage to cover before we land, and that just allows us to keep a continuous descent profile rather than kind of messing around with leveling off and flying the circuit at a standard height. So this is basically allowing us to kind of increase the efficiency of the aircraft and not upset the Green Party too much, who's in charge in Innsbruck. We want to keep everyone happy, so we'll do that with our aircraft and we'll fly them the way they want them to be flown. So it should be 6,400 or above, and that's exactly what we're at. We're approaching 7 DME now. At 4 DME we're going to do a right turn, left turn, sorry, heading to 30 degrees. And we're going to aim for Axams, which is over here. We've still got all our visual cues, so that's no problem. Although this approach is arguably not meant to be flown in the middle of the night. Nordkette on the right hand side there, just coming up onto the nice main mountains here. You can see we're 2,000 above. We've got 5.6 DME to go. We're not quite ready for a landing, but that's okay. 5.2, at 4.2 we make the break off. So I'll do it at 4.4, so the aircraft's got a bit of time to turn. 4.7, 4.6, 5, 4, 3, 2, there we go, we're turning onto the heading now. Coming in over the Bergisel, so on the left hand side, hopefully that's all lit up like in reality. No, it seems a bit dunkel, but there it is. Underneath us in purple, the ski jump there. I'm just going to keep this descent now, all the way down to 3,700 feet. Just going to check the barometer setting, that's all good. 3,700 is also our minimums. We're going to use the visual cues from this point, so we're aiming for the city here, this little village. I'm going to set flaps free now. Dome lights are on, the dome can now go off, the dome light is off. This is actually just background lighting that's sort of leaking into the cabin, which is actually pretty cool, from all the light pollution of Innsbruck. So there we go, speed control going over to the aircraft now. We're still flying this, and I'm going to turn right now, roughly heading to
2,500.
There's our first GPWS. I'm going to now turn off the system. We've got our flaps set up now. Terrain is now off, so we don't really need any terrain warnings because it's fairly obvious there's going to be terrain here. It's now coming into Götzens, aiming a little bit further left to 260, so we're now flying the full downwind leg. There's the runway in sight. So we're visual, we can continue the approach. I'm now looking for the church at Axams, that is straight ahead on the left hand side slightly, so I can just slightly deviate towards that by 5 degrees. Just now hitting our minimums. Not to descend below 3,700 at this point. So as you can see, by flying the Localiser 2000 above, we actually get a much better continuous descent. We're only going to be level for a few miles at this point, so about a mile to Axams, then we're turning right. Now we do need the DME. We can probably put the gear down at this point. There we go, gear coming down. But the DME would be useful.
Minimum.
1. be that DME. No, not got any range onto that. You can see the church is just here. That's all good.
Minimum.
Speed brake is armed, flaps full, gear down, minimum is going off on and on. So approach checklist, barrows set, minimum, auto brake and engine mode, eCam mode, landing no blue. Recall and clear. We've got orange there, we're going to turn now. Recommendation is about 25 degrees of bank angle with a descent at the same time. So you're going to descend around 1,000 feet per minute. Innsbruck traffic Alpine 45 Hotel turning final runway 08. Keep it going down. Aiming for Kamaten now. Gonna roll it off slightly. I can see that I am roughly in a good place really. Just need to get below those PAPI lights. There's one. The second one should be coming in shortly. We'll just keep the rolling on. And go second PAPI, reduce it to about 900 feet per minute. Now the visibility of the PAPIs is much better at night time, isn't it? 800 feet per minute, roll it to the left, and level off now. We've got 180 at 3 knots, that's going to change by the time we get there. Innsbruck traffic, Alpine 45 Hotel, short final, 08. 900 feet. All set to land, terrain warning is off. Looking all good.
500.
Continue the approach. Need to get down below again, so we're just coming in over the M Price distribution centre. It's quite a high energy approach, we're quite steep. We've got quite a bit of energy to lose during the flare.
200.
Leveling off now, a bit low. That's okay, just going to hold 700. Now go to 900 again.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Touchdown. Reverse green, decel. Let's get the nose down. Nose down, got 80 knots, so reverse has come off. 60 knots, manual braking. Vacate right onto Alpha. Got 18 knots, that's all good, so speed brakes can come in and the flaps can come up. Okay, right there. It hasn't. Is it snowing? Looking out my window now, wondering if it's snowing. If REX thinks it's snowing, then it's probably snowing. Doesn't look like it. Just looks like we've got a bit of cloud and maybe a drizzle. Innsbruck traffic Alpine 45 Hotel vacated 08. So we turn left here, we've got Thompson 757 ready to go, and up ahead here we've got Orion. So should have Betelgeuse somewhere up there. And that's the Roskogel there. That's my uni where I'm going tomorrow to suffer. Just bring it in here. We're coming from Schengen, so it'll be a nice Schengen arrival. So they'll go into this side, domestic Schengen arrivals. And set the parking brake and the engines can come off, engine 1 at least. External power's already magically connected, it's like they ran towards the aircraft to do that. So we should now get the stairs connected. So you turn off all the lights now. beacon and the seatbelt sign. Leave the LOWI logo on. And we can put the cabin lights on and lock the door. Lovely. Right, what was that for a landing rate? 148, not bad for Innsbruck. Normally it's about 200 feet per minute, so that's quite alright, if I don't say so myself. Weather was lovely, great visual approach in the night time. What is left to say?